I see comments like this all the time and I'm worried about you. So let's talk about this idea of I can fix him, what the appeal is, and where it comes from. I know that it's not said in an entirely serious way, like we're all half joking when we say these things, and I've said them too. The problem is, whether it's intentional or not, these narratives reinforce subconscious beliefs that we already have about gender dynamics. The appeal of these characters lies in the dichotomy between their tough exterior and their vulnerable side. The narrative of these romances often revolves around the journey to this guy's redemption, which is completely facilitated by one girl.
And then I realized I'm not sorry. But you know what I really am? Selfish. Because I make bad choices that hurt you.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean that the girl must be special? What's so bad about it if he's nice to her and not anyone else? If someone's consistently disrespectful to the people that you love, it should raise questions about the authenticity of their kindness to you as well. Maybe it wouldn't if he was a vampire, but I'm going to guess that you're not watching this video because a vampire has entered your life. So why does this happen? A lot of the time we want to feel like we are the catalyst for positive change in other people's lives, which makes perfect sense. The appeal lies in this unique ability to break down that person's barriers in a way that no one else previously has been able to. So a lot of South Asian media features this dynamic. A lot of the men exhibit toxic behaviors, aggressiveness, and it sort of romanticizes the idea that love is enough to magically transform someone's entire personality. I would go as far as to say that the entire I can fix him narrative is rooted in this idea that women are supposed to perform way more emotional labor than men. When we see these dynamics play out in the media, most of the time there aren't real consequences for the men, but the consequences for the women is that they lose themselves in trying to fix this person. I also really want to emphasize that giving someone space to be vulnerable is not the same as trying to fix them. You can be there for someone, you can inspire someone to be better, you can learn from each other without the goal being changing their entire personality.
Because that's who I am, Elena, and I'm not going to change. And there's no apology in the world that encompasses all the reasons that I'm wrong for you.
I realized, like, you never hear men saying, I can fix her. And I feel like that's so telling. And when we say stuff like that, oh, I don't see red flags, or I can fix him, whether we mean to or not, we are sort of normalizing the idea that it's our job to do so, or that we should be doing that. So let's talk about the psychology behind this. What makes these dynamics so attractive? So one thing is based on your personal experiences and your attachment style. So maybe the experiences that you've had in the past are now impacting the way that you seek attention in relationships. If you've been taught, for example, that you always have to fight for somebody's love, then you might be more attracted to the I can fix him narrative, because that's just what you're used to, but you don't have to be. And the third one, which is arguably the most obvious, is that it's just fun. It's fun to be with someone unpredictable in the short term, and I get it. But you have to stop. Your relationship cannot depend on whether someone is fixed or not. You have to look at what they're already bringing to your life. So how do I get out of this mentality? Ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, what are my expectations from a relationship, from a friendship, from a partner? How am I taking care of my own well-being, both in a relationship and in general? What are the ways that I feel independent in my life? So when we make these jokes about ignoring red flags or suddenly being blind, me included, I think it just creates this environment where we sort of acknowledge that there's an issue, but then also normalize it at the same time. It's sort of desensitizing us to a lot of the unhealthy behaviors. So there are 2 things that have been normalized in South Asian media for a long time: persistence and sacrifice. And the first one, persistence, is largely on the men. It's the idea that if someone says no for the first time, it's a sign of love to keep trying, do whatever it takes to get that yes. And the second one, sacrifice, is usually focused on women, but it can be focused on men as well. This idea that giving things up, being a martyr, enduring terrible behavior is a sign of showing how much you love somebody. So as always, I'll leave you with a question. Next time you think to yourself, I can fix him, think about what exactly you're trying to fix and whether it's worth fixing. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.